Welcome back, ladies, to the Grown Women's Table. Ladies, it's your girl, Lori. Hey, girl, hey, how you doing today? As you can see, I have a beautiful guest with me. I want to first introduce to you none other than my girl, Ria Glam, y'all. If you're not familiar with Ria Glam, you need to get familiar with Ria Glam. So, Ria, how are you doing today? And tell the people a few things about yourself.
I am doing well. I hope everyone out there that's watching is doing well. My name is Ria, and I have a channel called Just Ria. I've had that channel since 2018, and I went through several name changes to the point to where I think I confused some people, but I'm Just Ria now, so I think I'm going to keep that because it's fitting. And I have, on my channel, I do different videos. I don't like to categorize myself into one category. So one week you'll get a week full of makeup. The next week you might get cooking, and it's just different. I'm different. So, and through YouTube, I created Urban Vibez Cosmetics, which is my business. It's a cosmetics line that initially started out with just, 2 palettes, some lip glosses, and a few lashes. And now I've dropped my 5th palette last month, so I'm 5 palettes in the game, and I'm just super excited.
Okay, y'all, what we're going to do is we want to get to know Ria better, so I have some questions all lined up, and we're just going to chit chat and talk, okay? All right, Ria. Okay, the first thing I want to know is, what made you start your YouTube channel?
What originally made me start my YouTube channel was, honestly, I didn't even know anything about YouTube. Probably I say 2017, 2016, I was out doing other things. So YouTube hadn't crossed my mind, and then somebody mentioned it, and then I just started looking up videos, and I was like, I could do this. Now, at that time, I did do cosmetics, like makeup and stuff, but not to this extent, not to what I do now. I used to work in Walgreens as the beauty advisor. So that's kind of funny that I worked as a beauty advisor and now I have my own cosmetics line. I used to be the one that actually put the displays up that's on the shelves. I used to put them up and everything. So I always find that funny, but
yeah. That's full circle. It's like,
no. And then I was just like, I was into trunk clubs. And that's like a clothing subscription where you have a stylist that you've never met that's probably 1,000 miles away from you, and she styles you based off of this quiz that you do. And they styled me, and I just started doing the unboxings on YouTube. But my first video was, I think, like my first series was doing vegan. I did I want to say 7-day vegan challenge, and that was like my first series.
Oh.
So I was all over the place before I even hit makeup on YouTube.
That's very interesting, though. That's really interesting, especially with the Walgreens thing. That's really interesting. Okay, I got another question for you. With YouTube, we all look at YouTube, and I feel like each person has their own definition of what success is for YouTube. So what is your definition, or where is that place you feel like you want to be at and consider that, okay, I'm successful on YouTube?
I feel like if you start a channel and you put videos out there and you reach somebody, your channel is successful. I don't necessarily look at, I hate the numbers.
Yeah.
I hate it. And I wouldn't say YouTube puts that in your mind, but the way that they have their algorithm set up, it puts you in that mindset, especially as a new beginner or new YouTuber, as they call it.
Right.
You start getting into the numbers thing, and you're thinking, no, my videos is not going up. My subscribers isn't going up. So I feel like if you start a channel, if you build the courage up and you start the channel and you put yourself out there to the world to see, and even if it's just one person watches, you're successful.
Okay. Now, we know that Ria is a YouTuber, but Ria also is a makeup brand owner. So my next question to you is, Ria, what made you start Urban Vibez Cosmetics?
Okay, so what made me start my own cosmetics line was because I felt like once I got into the YouTube world, boom, I'm landing in the makeup field. And, you know, you kind of reach out to these companies. I'm pretty sure all of us have done it. We reached out to said company and said companies like, well, you're not, pretty much saying to me, you're not good enough.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, well, you know, a number, again, the numbers thing, that number don't define who I am. You don't know what my personality may bring to your brand or who can relate to me because I'm so low in this YouTube game.
Right.
And with my brand, I don't tend to, I actually don't reach out to any higher, like that people that, I guess, big YouTubers.
Yeah, big, yeah.
I don't reach out to them, and not anything against them. It's just that I feel like there's not enough brands out there that give us a chance. Right. And I feel like I'm that person. And not that I can reach out to everybody. I would love to, but you know, I just feel like I reach out to a lot of newer YouTubers. The numbers don't matter to me. If I feel like you have a love for makeup and you're genuine and you know what I'm saying, you're just not out here just trying to, hey, I want to support your brand kind of thing, but you don't have nothing on your channel about makeup. You just want right. Then, you know, I definitely, hey, yeah, I'll send you a palette, girl, give me your address. That's me. So I'm not the person that turns that person down because their numbers is not where it should be. And you never know, that person may desire to be an influencer and they just need someone to get them in the door.
Yep. So
that's really the main reason I got tired of being turned down. So I was like, you know what? Okay, forget it. I'll start my own brand. And then guess what? I'm going to be that person to give these people a chance. So that was the number one reason.
Wow.
I just love makeup.
I love makeup. Yeah, I agree with you that a lot of times it's this number that these brands are looking at. And at the end of the day, we bring so much to the table. You know what I'm saying? Our followers or subscribers or our peeps or whatever you want to call it are the ones that are going to look at our videos and realize that we're honest and really value our opinion. So I agree with that. And I thank you so much for being a brand owner that will work with smaller influencers. I appreciate that. Okay, now, the next thing I want to ask you about is, by you already being a brand owner, and like you said, you're 5 palettes in already, what advice would you give a new up-and-coming brand owner?
Find your own labs. Find your own, if you're going into the makeup field, my advice is to find your own labs to work with or vendors, whoever it is that you're working with. Don't try to take the easy route and buy a vendor list from somebody for $50 and their selling point to you is, I can save you time and you can start your brand today because I'm going to give you this miraculous vendor list for $40. Well, let's think about this real quick. If it's so miraculous, then why are they willing to give it to you for $40? Do you see Rihanna out here saying, hey, who want to buy the person that make my makeup? Who want their contact? I sell it to you for $1,000. No, they're not saying that. You don't see Maybelline saying that. You don't see Revlon saying that. So let's stop that there. And I know people are going to hate me for saying this because I'm stopping their coin or whatever they want to call it. But let's just be honest. If you want to help somebody, really help them. Tell them some helpful information and don't sell them no whack list that is going to give them some whack products that's going to cause them to get bad reviews. And then in the end, it's going to hurt their customer base. And then in the end, it's going to hurt their business. So I would say do your own research. It took me 6 months before I found people that I wanted to work with. And even then, they tell me that I'm difficult. That the relationship that I have with the people that I work with now, they're like, you're so difficult. It's like, why you just won't take it as we present it to you? And I'm like, no. Mm-mm. I send stuff back all the time. It's like, not right. So once you find that person that you want to work with, don't settle because you'll end up with something you don't want. You'll end up putting out something that you don't want and you don't like, and then your customers don't like it. If they don't see you passionate about it, then they're not going to be, you know, wanting to buy it, because you're not even enthusiastic about what you're selling.
Right.
Never give up.
No, I love how you said, you know, they're saying you're difficult. No, baby, I got standards, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that.
I mean, it's like down to the artwork. Or I remember one time with my bases, they sent it without the boxes, and I sent it back. I was like, it came to my house and without box. I just had tubes, and I was like, "What are boxes?" And they was like, "Oh, you wanted us to do the boxes too? Well, who else gonna do it?" And they're like, you're so difficult. No, you're making it difficult.
You're making it right, because you want quality and you want things the way it's supposed to be. Period.
And then too, don't be so quick to put something out. I will say, with my first palette, Urban Vibez Volume 1, this is my first baby. Mm-hmm. I was so excited to put something out that I didn't even realize things that I looked for in a palette wasn't even in the palette. It's still a very good palette, mm-hmm. but if I could do things differently, I would. I won't, because it's my first one and it shows my growth. But you can definitely see the growth. If you've been a customer of mine since this palette, you can definitely see the growth.
Right.
And, you know, what I do with my work.
Yeah. Can you also, while we're right here, can you show us your latest palette, please?
Yes. So my latest palette is Queendom. I am very proud of my baby here. She represents so many things to me. Growth in women, you know, sticking together, a sisterhood, bonding, just everything Queendom wise, everything that's us. You know what I'm saying? And I just love the artwork on it. It spoke to me on so many levels. And I could have filled in the faces or filled it in with color, but I wanted to leave that thought, or I would say the imagination, up to the customer to envision what their queendom is.
Oh, that's
why it's, you know, it's white. It's pretty much like, you envision what your queen is. Who are your sisters? Who are your queens and princes? Oh,
I love that. I love that.
Thank you. And of course it's here. And then I forgot what they call this.
It's raised up.
Raised, yes. The engraving in it. You probably can't see it on the camera, but in person it's just so beautiful. And then even down to the inside, like, I just fell in love with it. And by this time, they know what I like. So when they sent it to me done, I didn't even know these were gold, the writing in it. And when I had to write them, I was like, y'all shocked me. And I was like, y'all did that. Y'all put the writing in gold. It just made it so much better.
Yeah.
And it just made it stand out. And I'm really proud of where I've come. Not trying to toot my own horn, but just started from
toot your horn, toot away.
toot. Yeah, where I came from. It's just, I don't know, just a magical feeling. Aww. I'm so happy, and I have been working on this since the beginning of last year. So to see it just finally come together, and you just be so discouraged and like, it's not working out, like, why can't they get the colors right? Why can't they get it to feel right? Why can't they get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, color still is not on me right. And when it finally comes together, it's just like, okay, this is why I stayed up all those nights. This is why I worked this hard for it to come together and I can put it out into the world. This is my fifth baby.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now the next question, we're still going to stay along in the business part of Ria Glam. We talked about the YouTube. We talked about the business.
Okay.
Now, as a business owner and as a consumer as well, you know that a lot of times when you are a smaller brand, a lot of times people say, well, it's a small brand. Why are their prices so expensive? Why are their prices so high? Can you explain to people why the reason for the price range when it comes to smaller brands?
Let's say you are the vendor or the lab. You're the vendor of the lab. And you have business A here who is, let's say, is a $1 million company.
Okay.
$1 million company and startup company. $1 million company comes to you and says, hey, I want to purchase 1 million pallets. So you're going to be inclined to give them a discount per pallet that they buy.
Right.
Because they're doing it in such bulk quantity. You have startup company, hey, can I just get 100? Well, now we have to do production for only 100 pallets. So you're gonna charge this person more per pallet than what you charge this person. And the only difference is they're buying way more quantity than the startup company. And the startup company is probably because they have less startup capital. Right. So more than likely, if you run across a small business, that's the reason why. It's not because they're wanting to make all this money really quick. It's because as a small business, most of the time we're using our income from our 40-hour-a-week job to fund our business. So we are using that money to fund our business, and we don't have a lot of it to buy 1 million pallets. Right. So it makes it harder for us too, because I'm pretty sure a lot of business owners out there can relate. We don't want to charge a lot. Right. And I try not to at all. Like, I try to be as affordable as possible. That's one of the things that I stand on. If I don't like the price and they're not willing to work, then I just won't do the product. But if I feel like it's something that's worth it, like, okay, yeah, if they buy this, they're gonna like this, and they're not even gonna worry about the price, I will definitely put it out. But most of the time, that's the reason why. It's because if you buy smaller quantity, they charge you more to create it versus if you buy a lot of it.
Okay. Which makes a lot of sense. And I try to tell people that all the time. When it comes to supporting small businesses, you have to understand, like, everything that you just said. It's not like you're Mac where you can, you got all that. So yeah. Okay.
They charge, as a smaller company coming in, they charge us for everything. I mean, down to bubble wrap, this paper, the names to put on the paper. Right. Like it gets like, dang, you charging me for that? Like, you feel like it should come with it, but it's right. Like, and so every little price increase that we get, that makes the price that we have to extend out to you guys go up. Right. Whereas the bigger company, we'll throw that in. Because they're buying in such a big quantity. Yeah. Brother, don't worry about the bubble wrap. Or yeah, definitely, we can give you the names for free. Like, it's crazy, but that's just the way it is.
Thank you so much for educating, because I think a lot of people don't understand that. So thank you for educating us on that. Okay, now y'all, let's get in her business. Okay. Let's be nosy. Ria, we know you got a man, girl. How long you been married?
Yes, I have a man. Me and that man have been married since 2015, but we met in 2003 in junior high school.
Wow.
So we were like puppy love. In junior high school, as you grow, you're on and off. So we were on and off, and then when we graduated, a year after we graduated, we got back together in 2008. We've been together ever since 2008.
Oh, that's what's up. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Love that black love, girl. Love that black love. And you have children as well, right?
Yes. My oldest daughter, Nisi, she's 11, and then Kayla is 7, and little Alex is 2, going on 30.
Yes. Now I want to ask you a question. Okay. Thus far in your life, what do you consider to be your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment, I feel like, not falling victim to the family life cycle. Like, like everyone has like this family life cycle where, okay, all this family does is work.
Mm-hmm.
And they work until they're tired, or, and I just feel like in my family, I feel like I've not succumbed to that. I've done things differently. When I grew up, no one taught me, hey, try to start your own. Try to don't, and there's nothing wrong with what I'm about to say because I'm doing it. I work 40 hours, but no one ever told me, don't work 40 hours a day building someone else's dream. When we're all little, we all have a dream.
Right.
But no one ever tells us to build that dream. We all had those dolls where we played with the doll's hair. Some of us was good at doing hair. I wasn't. I'm still not good at doing hair, but things that most of the time, things that we do when we're kids, sometimes that is our passion. And when I was little, I always liked to play makeup. I always liked my little lip gloss. Like anything beauty wise, I was attracted to it. And so that's why I like my kids now, anything that they're attracted to doing, I try not to steer them from it. Because you never know, like, what that could be their success that you stopped in. And I feel like that's my biggest success, like not just working, not graduating, just graduating and getting a job. And that's all to my life. And honestly, that's all it would have been if 5 years ago, me and my husband were in a head-on collision car accident. Mm-hmm. And my husband, he suffered tremendous injuries, and we made it out of it. But at that moment, before that moment, all I thought was the same thing everybody else thought. Just get a job, pay your bills, and that's life. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, it was like, dang, I almost lost my life, and I ain't did nothing. Like, I haven't did anything. And so I haven't left my kids nothing to, like, any type of legacy, no type of foundation or nothing. So it's like, okay, I have to do something to where if something was to happen to my kids, they're going to be set. They have something to fall back on. And if they don't want to do it, then that's their choice. But they will have a choice to say, you know what, I want to follow in my mom's footsteps because she laid this down for us. And I don't have to work as hard as she did. Whereas, not saying that the way my mother raised me is wrong, but I have to work as hard as she did because, she was growing up at a time where her mom, it was at a time where my grandmother was just getting it together. So therefore, when my mother got grown, she was trying to get it together. So at some point, somebody got to break the cycle, and I'm still getting it together, but at the same time, I'm going to do this on the side too, so that when I do, I can get it together and build at the same time.
Exactly. You're right. Thank you. And I'm glad you guys you made it through that.
Yes.
Yeah.
God is good.
God is real good. Okay, the next thing I want to know, because I'm nosy, what would we be surprised to know about Ria Glam?
I guess you would be surprised how rough around the edges that I was. Like, little things that I let slide now, I probably wouldn't have let slid then. Like, I was like quick pop off, ready for whatever type of person. But now I'm just like really, calm and mellow, and let's just all get along and try to keep the peace. Yeah, that's me now. But then it was just like, oh, who ready? Like, what we doing? Kind of time. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, I guess probably kind of grew out of it, or I don't know. I got something to lose now, so.
Right, that makes a difference. Yes. And then wisdom with getting older as well.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to ask you this. So we know, that you want to leave a legacy and you want to leave things for your kids and all that kind of stuff, which is amazing. Now I want to know, what do you want to be remembered for? Like, when when it's all said and done, what do you want us to remember Ria Glam for?
I want to be remembered for making a change in my community. Currently, right now, I'm doing footwork for a nonprofit that I'm trying to start here in my city. It just really breaks my heart how the homeless is just left out, especially with this pandemic going on, and even before the pandemic. But currently now with the pandemic going on and how it can spread so easily, and it's just, I just feel like no one has made an effort, at least not to my knowledge, to say, hey, we need to get these people off the street. Or even just, like I said before COVID, like rehabilitate them. And not saying necessarily rehabilitation means that they have to be have some type of addiction or something like that. But as far as, hey, you know, we understand you're going through something, you can come here and we're going to help you get on your feet. We're going to rehabilitate you. In my sense, I'm saying we're going to work with you, help you get a job, get back on your feet, get you a bank account, save you some money, and put you back out there in the world once, you know, you're set. Right. And that's what I'm working to do. I haven't come up with a name yet, but currently in the process of reserving my name for the entity that I'm trying to get. And yeah, it's supposed to be a homeless rehabilitation shelter. That word always.
Yes. That's amazing. That's beautiful. And you're right. The need for that is so great. Yes. And it's amazing how the homeless can be just so invisible to people, you know?
And in the city, and we've just had so many get killed, just run over. And it just really,
okay.
It breaks my heart to, you know, like, to see people going through stuff like that. And
now we're going to lighten it up. And the last question that I have for you is an easy question, girls, easy. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is pink. Pink.
Pink?
Yes, I love pink. I love pink. All types of pink.
Oh, that's what's up. Now, I do have a question from the audience. Okay. And I'm going to paraphrase this question.
Okay.
Okay, so the question was this. By you being a Black-owned business, now, since 2020's Black Lives Matters movement happened, pull up, shut up type, all of that, do you notice a change or a difference in your business since that has happened?
Yes, I do. People are more open to shopping with smaller Black-owned businesses. And then they're more open to support. They write. I get a lot of like, hey, I just bought something, so happy to support you, just found you, and just all different types of things. And it just really warms my heart that you know, people they're really here for the support, for supporting small Black business owners. And I've definitely seen a tremendous increase in sales. Increase in support. And I don't look at support as just sales. I look at like a share, a like, commenting, anything, because word of mouth is the biggest promoter of any business.
Yes, it is.
All are big.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate it all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's have a little fun.
Okay.
When I do my interviews, I always want to ask something on the end, something a little fun. So we're going to do a little word association, okay? Now, when I say the word, you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? So, and I think I made it easy, okay?
Okay.
First word, Black.
Power.
Next word, curly.
Jail? Curly jail?
Okay. Next word, Pat McGrath Labs.
Eyeshadow.
Okay. Video game.
PlayStation 5.
Last one. You ready?
I'm ready.
She cute.
Lori.
Let me explain that last one, you guys. When Ria first started her business, she asked some of us influencers to come up with names for different shades of her lip gloss or liquid lipsticks, and mine was called She's Cute. So yeah. Ria, this was so much fun, and I first want to say thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule. You work, you're a mother, a wife, a YouTuber, a business owner, so I know your time is very valuable, so I really appreciate that. And I just want to say thank you so very much, and I really enjoyed this video, or this interview, rather.
I really enjoyed you just even inviting me on your platform and just giving me the opportunity to just, just talk and just, bond and get to know me. Little old me. When you first said that, I was like, they want to know little old me.
Of course, of course, of course. Okay, you guys, Ria, can you please let the people know where they can find you at?
Yes, you guys can find me at Just Ria on YouTube, JUUUSST space Ria RIA. And on the same on Instagram, Just Ria. And then if you want to shop with my business, it's www.urbanvibezcosmetics.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram at urbanvibezcosmetics.com and Twitter and Facebook if you have those.
Okay, all of her information will be in the description bar. So you guys make sure you go down there, check her out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't bought anything from Urban Vibez, go on and make your purchase because you won't be disappointed. And that is it, you guys. So to all of my new subscribers, I see you and I appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you know what you need to do, right? Hit that button so that I can save you a seat at the Grown Women's Table. And until the next video, bye-bye, ladies.